Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the match preview for Arsenal against Southampton. Another Premier League game is here as usual. The games coming thick and fast during the festive season. It's a good thing when you're winning games, but it's not the best of things when you're losing games. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the all-time record between the two teams, the season so far for both teams, and the last two meetings at the Emirates Stadium and the one after lockdown last season at St. Mary's Stadium, and of course at the end what my lineup would be and my prediction. Stick around for some incredible stats from this fixture. It's always producing some incredible stats and records and all that, so stick around for that, and make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. So it always seems like we have the better record every time I'm doing these previews, and it shows you how good of a team we've always been, but not necessarily right now. So for the all-time record against Southampton, we've beaten them 51 times. They've won 21 games and they've been 27 draws. And since their promotion back to the Premier League, we've played 8 games at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal has won 6 of those games, and they've been 2 draws. That is in the 2015-2016 season and in the 2019-2020 season. So basically at the Emirates Stadium, they've never beaten us, apart from the EFL Cup where they beat us in 2014 and 2016. They actually eliminated us from the Carabao Cup in 2014 and 2016, but we got another cup win over them. That was back in 2017 when we beat them 5-0. You can see Theo Walcott there. We got a 5-0 victory, and remember that is the season where we went to the final and we beat Chelsea. So they were part of our run of winning that FA Cup that season. The last loss at home to Southampton was back in 1987. Now, we've had a lot of these records recently. Against Leicester, we had not lost to them since the year 1973. Against Aston Villa, we had not lost at home since 1993. Wolves 1979, Burnley 1974, and all those teams have ended those records and they are back to 2020. So I'm hoping this is not a game where we are going to end another good record. So we've only had a total of 2 losses in history against Southampton since the year 1927. They've only beaten us twice. Please don't make it 3 times. Please don't make it 3 times. So 2016, 2017, we actually played them 4 times. That FA Cup, that League Cup game, we won 3 times and they won once. 16 league games in total since they were promoted back in 2012. Arsenal 8 wins, 3 wins for them and 5 draws. Of course, all their wins came at the St. Mary's Stadium. We've actually struggled at their place. 3 draws, 3 wins for them and only 2 wins for us. But at the Emirates, we always dominate them. 6-1 wins, all those records, all that. We've been winning a lot of those games. So some more records from this fixture. Some after last season when they beat us, or when we beat them, sorry, at the Emirates Stadium. Did we beat them? No, I'm confused. When we drew 2-2 against them at the Emirates Stadium, that was another game where we finished without losing to them, of course. So I start from those games from last season. Southampton played more Premier League away games against Arsenal without winning than any other side has against another in the competition's history. Basically, there's never been a team that has played against another team without a win than Southampton against Arsenal. They've played against us 21 times at our place. They've won 0. They've been 6 draws and they've lost 15 times. So incredibly, there's never been a team that has gone that long without beating another team in the Premier League away from home. So that is a good record to have. Hopefully it doesn't get broken. Back in the year 2003, our first game of the 49 games unbeaten. That was our first game. We beat them 6-1 at Highbury. Pennant scored a hat-trick and Pires scored a hat-trick. And that was the first time ever that 2 players scored a hat-trick in the same game. Not only that, it was the first time that 2 players from the same team scored a hat-trick in the same game. Of course, since then, it was done again last year when Vardy and Ayoze Perez scored in that 9-0 victory for Leicester over Southampton. So records in this game. It's always an amazing game. And another stat, this was Emery's last Premier League game last season. at home to Southampton. That was the last game. We drew with them 2-2. We played against Frankfurt in the Europa League and he was sacked. So it was his last home game in the Premier League, and it was his last Premier League game. So a lot of good stats from this fixture, a lot of bad stats from this fixture, but it's always an incredible fixture. And now let me take a look at the last two meetings between Arsenal and Southampton, both from last season. Last season, after lockdown, we lost to City, of course, and then we lost to Brighton, but we went to Southampton and we picked up a 2-0 victory. Nketiah scoring from Alex McCarthy's mistake, and Joe Willock scored his first ever Premier League goal for Arsenal, also against Southampton. Another good start to take from this fixture. We beat them 2-0. It was a very much needed victory, kept us in the run for Champions League, which we never got anyway. From that game to this game right now, probably only 5 players from that Southampton lineup will play in this game that is coming up on Wednesday. The likes of Højbjerg have left, the likes of Valerie don't play anymore, the likes of Armstrong and Ings are still there, so we're expecting them to start. For Arsenal, we started with the front three of Aubameyang, Nketiah and Pepe. I won't be surprised if that is the same front three that starts. Won't be surprised if Lacazette gets dropped from Nketiah and Pepe obviously is back, and Aubameyang on the left. I won't be surprised. We played a back three that day with Tierney, Holding and Mustafi, and then our 4 in the middle was Saka, Xhaka, Ceballos and Bellerin. So for us, we could maybe see Tierney. Martinez was our goalkeeper by this, so we could probably see Tierney, Holding, Ceballos, Saka and maybe Aubameyang and Pepe. So maybe 6 to 7 players from that lineup starting for us right now. So not much has changed for us, but a lot has changed for them. And back to the Emirates game that we played, the last ever Emery game in the Premier League for Arsenal. We drew 2-2. Ings gave them the lead in the 8th minute. Lacazette equalized for us. James Ward-Prowse scored a rebound from the penalty missed. On that day, Leno saved it, and Lacazette equalized in the 96th minute to kind of save Emery's job, which never turned to be. Of course, that day, I remember that was the first time I ever saw Arsenal fans actually not celebrating an equalizer in the 96th minute. Actually, Arsenal fans were disgusted because they wanted Emery gone, and I was one of them. That day we had 12 shots and they had 21 shots. That was the time where every single team would come to the Emirates Stadium and like have 30 shots, 40 shots, which is kind of happening right now too. We're losing every single game at home, but yeah, we drew that game 2-2. And it left us in a terrible position, and it cost Emery's job. So last season we had an up and a down against them. So in the Premier League this season, they have 23 points, 24 goals scored and 17 conceded. They stand in 4th, 7 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses, sorry. And for us, we're in 15th, 4 wins, 1 draw, 7 losses, 13 points, 10 goals scored. So they've scored 14 more goals than us, but conceded 2 more goals. So it's literally a very hard game to predict, but the way it's looking, if you look at the record, you might predict an Arsenal win. But if you look at the recent fixtures and this season, you could easily say that it will be a Southampton win. But anyway, let's see what my lineup would be and what lineup I would field to try and end our disastrous run at home. Let me quickly get through what my lineup would be. Of course, Leno sticks in goal, but Bellerin is suspended and Xhaka is suspended, so we're expecting a couple of changes. I expect Niles to start for Arteta, and I expect maybe Elneny and Ceballos to be in the middle, and maybe Nketiah up front. But for me, I'd put Cedric on the right. Remember, it's his former team, as you saw earlier in the picture alongside Tierney. It is his former team. He needs a good game in the Premier League. He's been playing well in the Europa League. So Cedric on the right, Holding, Gabriel and Tierney as the back three. I'm going back to a back five. That back four has not been working for us. Saka as the left wing back. This is the same kind of lineup that was working for us in the FA Cup run that we won. And then in the middle I'd have Elneny and Dani Ceballos, and then up front, thank goodness Pepe is back. Our attack has been looking very, very slow. Lacazette up front and Aubameyang on the left. Now, if we play this game with this team and then fail to score again, then we're in deep, deep trouble. Literally, we'll be in very, very bad territory. Ranasson on the bench, Niles on the bench, Mustafi, Willian on the bench, Nketiah, Smith Rowe, and Joe Willock. I'm thinking that is a good enough squad. Am I confident to predict an Arsenal win? Probably not. Will I predict an Arsenal win? Probably yes, probably for the last time. If we don't win this game, probably I'll not predict an Arsenal win the upcoming fixtures against Everton and Chelsea. So allow me to do it this time. I'm going to go for Arsenal 3 and Southampton 2, a high scoring game. Arsenal to score 3 goals. Am I dreaming? Maybe, but I'm hoping so. So let me know what your lineup would be. Let me know what your prediction is. If you enjoyed all the stats and all the recent history between the two teams and the all-time history, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. I appreciate your support, and let's hope we win this game. We need a win terribly. Come on, you Gunners. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys later.